Welcome, everybody. Happy to be here today with our second edition of Small Business Entrepreneurs that we want to get to learn more about, and we hope that it'll be a very informative time for you guys also. We're here with Henri Paul Jewelers with Gilbert and Henri, and of course, our partner, Bill. I'm Jose Palafox, the managing member for Starfox Financial Services. And this isn't really a financial video, it's more about getting to know the local business owners, leaders, and what they're doing in their business. So we're going to go ahead and get started here with Bill. You have questions for Henri today?
Absolutely. So, Henri, welcome to Starfox today. And so my first question is, tell me the story about Henri Paul Jewelers, and how did a Paris person, a Frenchman, end up in the Woodlands, Texas?
Well, Henri Paul is actually my middle name. I'm from France. Studied in France, jewelry business, went to jewelry school as an apprentice. And from Saumur, France, which is actually the top, Coco Chanel.
Mm-hmm.
So we moved after finishing school. I was hired by a French company that came to Laredo, Texas.
Laredo?
Laredo.
Why Laredo?
You asked me, it's a big change.
It is a big change.
That's how it happened. Laredo, because they had someone in that town that was a big buyer from France. So instead, if you remember in the 80s, the tax international was really high. So they got together, they said, you know what, let's move our manufacturing in Laredo so we can eliminate taxes on profit and sell our product a lot easier. And since I was a jeweler, and I finished school, I was hired directly. Actually, it was my first job. So I was already hired. Wow. Right away, was even looking for a job. So that's how I came to Laredo.
Fantastic.
With my family as well.
Oh, raise your family too.
The whole family. I came with my mom, my father. It was actually through my mom that I came in Laredo.
And I understand then you had a transition to our area, to the Houston area, in about 1997?
1997, I moved to Houston, Texas.
Okay.
That is correct.
Okay, fantastic.
Beautiful town, which I love since I saw all the trees merging. I was like crazy. I mean, it was just beautiful.
Much bigger city than Laredo, too.
Very beautiful city, very big, very influential in terms of culture, so many different cultures. I was just excited to enter a new territory that for me was just amazing, with a field of jewelry business that I am in, I was ready to challenge and to experience. Yeah, it was awesome.
Fantastic. So when we fast forward 21 years, right, to now, you're here in the Woodlands and established your Henri Paul Jewelers here in the Woodlands. So tell me about, why did you decide to establish it in the Woodlands, and what makes you different?
We are so completely different from what we do compared to other jewelry store around. First of all, because I'm a designer, and I've been a jeweler for 35 years as well. Created pieces from beginning to the end, myself, finishing the product myself. So I've been doing a lot of custom work, finishing the product, always being able to understand the creation of a product, so it's a lot easier to interpret into a piece of paper like a design. So now I'm a designer. I've been in the Woodland for the past 20 years, and that's the reason we opened and started in the Woodland.
Oh, fantastic. So tell me about, someone comes to you and they have a picture out of a magazine, and maybe a Tiffany's magazine or something, and they sketch something. So how do you take a concept such as that and turn it into a beautiful?
Well, basically, if they bring me an image, or whether I start with a loose stone, what I do is that image, I put it back into a sketch, and from that, I'll show them basically the end from the very beginning. And I explain them every step of the way. So I'll say, look, you already have an image, you know what you want, but this is the next step. From there, I'm going to create a wax for you. And from there, we're going to cast the wax for you. So basically what we do, we take our clientele to every step of the way so that they don't miss out anything, and they have so much more understanding of what they're getting versus just buying a piece that's already made.
And it's customized for them.
It's a one of a kind, like I tell you, it's like the moon. What we make, it's only made for you. It's much more personal. You have to almost like plan for it, you know what I'm saying? It's planning, it's just so much more personal. When somebody receives that piece, changes everything because the memories is endless.
Absolutely. And we have a special day coming up Valentine's Day.
That is a great day for
do you have
women.
any stories about anyone that was planning to make that day really
We have many,
without sharing any secrets
I
out
had
there?
already many calls, and I had many calls that it just shows that men are so involved now in wanting to create that special moment for their wife. So they come to us, they call me and say, hey, Pascal, Henri Paul, I want you to start thinking about something that I want to do for my wife. And I say, no problem. Look, I'm going to do some sketches for you. I'm going to text it to you. And then you will go from there. So that's what we do. And that's what people want. And it has become, for us, such a specific way of the way we do things, because as an artist, as a designer, I can really relate on one-on-one to our clientele. Because at the end of the day, the experience is what causes people to understand and envision what they want, versus just dealing with someone that has no expertise and cannot bring really that full image to their understanding, and it does not become in reality in their mind, and then it just brings confusion. So that's what we specialize on.
How long does the process typically take from concept to design?
Well, when I start, it depends. Like, for example, I'm just showing some of the wives that I have here that I created, that I made myself by hand. Those are figures of painter and animals, but it's very interesting. Most of our design, it's simple, 2 to 4 weeks, but I have created pieces that can take months up to a year, depending on the magnitude of the work.
Okay, fantastic. And when we kind of zero out and we look at the competition, we look at our microcosm of all the other jewelers. There was a story jeweler that was here for over 40 years, Donahoe's, and then they closed down. So tell me about what's that done to change the jewelry industry, the impact?
Well, I was 12 years, I worked myself for Donahoe's as well. I was a jeweler, master jeweler there. I think it's changing the industry in a way that we realize our model, what we do, is so different than anyone else. We realize that in order to really design something for a customer, you need that full attention one-on-one. You need their full attention. There's no undivided or distraction. You cannot have distraction around. And when you walk into a jewelry store, there's so much noise, there's so much distraction. People can really relax and really absorb the fullness of what they envision. And they go to jewelry stores, and like they used to go at Donahoe, but they work with salesperson. They did not work with expert. They did not work with designers.
The designer.
And an artist. So it brought confusion. So Donahoe being gone, I think for us, what it does is just give us so much more opportunity to reach out to the community of the Woodlands.
Okay, good. And then, so take people through that there is an opportunity to do a completely custom design for them to fit their needs versus just taking
That is
something.
correct. I've done myself hundreds of custom design just for the city of the Woodlands, from A to Z, from designing, setting every stone, finishing the product. But there is, to my knowledge, everything is moving toward uniqueness. Everything. So custom design is becoming the most influential part of the jewelry industry right now, because everybody wants what nobody else has. And that's when we come in and we step in and we give them what they cannot see at that moment.
Doesn't it make it even more challenging?
It's challenging, but when you have the experience, it's just reaffirming what you already know.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you're just getting better and better, because there's no end to it. As a designer, it's not like, oh, yeah, I'm drawing a piece of jewelry, I'm designing. No, you're not designing anything. It's being able to recreate, putting things together in a way that apply together. You construct a beautiful piece, but you know it's going to be very functional for the client. Everything's going to work, every part is going to have their own dimension, it's going to fit perfect, it's going to look right. And that's the aspect of it. So when you have the experience, I've been 35 years in that business, non-stop, it becomes a lot easier to create, to design, to make something that is even challenging, but yet you don't have the fear to take the challenge because of the past experience.
And I can imagine with your experience, and plus your passion is just evident, that you can take someone that's a little uncomfortable, right, and concerned that they could design something that someone would not appreciate, and you can actually kind of pull that out of them to get the perfect design.
I do. I mean, that's my job. It's like you go see an expert so that he can bring the most out of you. you have an idea, but you don't have the full concept. But you already more or less know what you want. And we have a lot of clients that are like that. They kind of know what they want, but they don't fully understand it. So they already have an image. So I'm here to reveal that image to them.
Excellent.
And it's a beautiful experience because everyone that comes to us, they can't. So, oh my God, this is crazy. They've never seen anything like that. But that's what happened when you're one-on-one with an artist, because there is no limitation of whatsoever. So you're able to address it in a way that, well, now I can really see it clear for myself. And they get excited, I get excited. I mean, it's kind of...
Go back to your kindergarten teacher and say, stay within the lines. You're going outside the lines.
Exactly. You kind of guide them. Look, I understand you want that, but let me tell you, this is the right way to do it.
Yeah.
So you have to guide them in the finished product. And look, I know you will love to have, let me tell you, as an expert, as an artist, as a designer, I can tell you, you got to stop right there.
Okay.
So you got to frame them, you got to shape it in a way, and you got to follow, you got to listen to what they're saying in such a profound way that it actually manifests on the piece of paper, wax, casting, finishing.
Okay. Now we've been talking about you as a passionate jeweler and designer. Now let's kind of rotate that, because you also wear another hat as a business owner. Tell me about the challenges you've had in running a business. All business owners have challenges.
We had many challenges in the beginning when we started. We thought, oh my gosh, this is crazy what we're doing. We really took a step of faith. And we're starting like not knowing a lot of things, but we tell us, you know what, we don't know it, but we can figure it out. So we always see ourselves like, yeah, it is challenging, but also it brings so much freedom to our lifestyle and what we're doing.
What would you kind of, if you kind of were to examine the top 3 challenges that you had to overcome?
As a business owner, well, first of all, when you start, you're not known. So that's one of the biggest challenges, to start kind of strongly, but also bring a lot of traction to your business. It is a big challenge. And since you've never really been in business, well, what do I do? Do I put it in papers, or do I put it in catalog, social media? How do we start all that? So you're constantly trying to learn more and more about the present model of business aspect that 2018 offers. What is it that is best available now that can benefit us more for the future? So we're constantly changing ourselves. Even though we started slow, we're seeing ourselves like, wow, there's so much more new thing that's always keep coming. How do we do it? What do we do? So at the end of the day, it's for us to find the right connection that's going to cost us to go to the next level.
Fantastic. So when you talk about that right connection, when you kind of turn it on to the head of what is your ideal target client and customer that you work with, who's the target person that is a perfect fit for Henri Paul?
Well, our target is, of course, we are very high-end luxury business. So, of course, we target really high-end people as well, but our audience is everybody. So our target is really being focused on what we want to design. What is our next step for us? What is it that's going to bring people into Henri Paul Jewelers? So it's a matter of being focused on what we want to do and just taking it step by step, whether it is from custom design to whatever customer is asking for. That's the direction we're going.
Just someone that's looking for that.
Right.
That's right, and wants it on the high end
Right.
of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how are you connecting with your clients? What are you doing for marketing? You know, we have Valentine's Day coming up. What are you doing to connect and
Well, we
people aware?
do ourselves a lot of clientele, personal clientele. We believe that at the end of the day, it's on the biggest impact is to nurture our client on some one-on-one. So that's what we really focus on, nurturing everyone that we know, and we just take it one-on-one and we just build up from there.
Can you give us an example of something you worked on for Valentine's, special design that someone's going to be revealing or unveiling for Valentine's Day?
Well, yeah,
story?
Yes, I mean, I had someone that called that I personally clientele I know for a long time, and a piece that I've created, a heart, beautiful heart, and I clientele him for that reason. And when I called him and I said, look, this is Valentine's Day, and this is what I have for you. It's already made, it's one of a kind piece. You'll never see another one like this again. And it just enabled him to step out and say, you know what, I'll be there on Monday and we'll meet at 10 o'clock. So it kind of helped him also in a way that he didn't have to look around for anything. I kind of reach out to him directly. and that made it so much more because when he saw it, that piece had so much meaning to him because I have done pieces for him in the past. So just a fantastic moment.
So where does your inspiration come from?
My inspiration comes from learning. People always say, "Oh, you're so passionate about what you're doing." That's what I've been doing all my life. I've been learning and learning and learning, and that's what gave me that passion to be what I'm doing today. Is just I've been 35 years in the industry from jewelry school and working from other people and other, and always giving my best. So learning is really where my passion comes from.
Okay, that sounds fantastic. So well, I appreciate your time today and learning more about Henri Paul.
Yeah, this is I thank you so much.
Very exciting, especially with Valentine's Day coming up. So what's the best way for people to find out more about
Well, I mean, they can view us online at henripaulJewelers.com, which is our website, and we have social media. That's really the best way for them. Everywhere.
Well, fantastic. Well, this is Bill Friedel, Starfox Financial Services. We want to thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us or to Henri Paul Jewelers.